my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a day in quarantine with me. I'm so sorry if I look dead. I kind of am. I literally just woke up 21 minutes ago, and I kind of just want to walk y'all through my entire day. In just about 10 minutes I start a therapy session, and today's the last day of therapy, so that's really part of the reason why I haven't been more active on YouTube as of lately, just because things at work have been pretty hectic, and I've just had to do a lot of things at home. I want y'all to kind of see what I do in the morning, my typical morning, because I feel like I've gotten the hang of it. Like, just as I was getting the hang of this quarantine and working from home, I was getting like a really strict schedule. Like, you know, at this time I'm gonna make lunch, at this time I'm gonna do this, and it's over. So I can finally like take a breath, but it's also kind of bittersweet because now I don't know what I'm gonna do, like with my entire summer, you know, because I get a break all summer. So we will see. But right now I am just making some tea to kind of bring along, because my work day ends at 2 p.m. today. So I'm gonna make some ginger green tea. I'm going to make some cereal, just a really fast, quick breakfast, so I can eat throughout my sessions. I have my water bottle over there ready to go. I think that's it. So I'm just gonna bring y'all along that. Okay, so now that it's 11 a.m., I think it's time I eat something. I've already ate my cereal and I have my little cup of tea. I still only have 30 minutes until my next session, but I'm gonna take a little break and I'm going to make some food. I'm gonna make this salad that I had posted on my Instagram last week, but because I don't really share that stuff, you know, on here, I'm also gonna do it on YouTube. So let me show y'all the ingredients you're gonna need. 1 second. Spring mix. I'm also going to pour some tuna, which I've already used the can opener. I'm also going to cut this into itty bitty pieces. I'm also taking some cilantro, just a little bit. I used to not really be a fan of spinach or anything. I was always like, that's nasty. But now that I am pregnant, I feel like I just need to be eating more healthier foods. You know, for the longest, like literally like up until this past week, I didn't really care like what I was eating. I mean, I cared, but I didn't feel like it was that big of a difference. You know, I was still eating like really spicy foods. I was always eating Doritos and Tapatio and really like stuff that's not really good for you, which I know it's fine, you know, to crave spicy foods and be eating all that normal stuff, but and then I started to get cramps, which kind of scared me. I was like, you know what, that's not what I want to be worried about. It's completely in my control. So now I bought some groceries around recipes that I actually want to eat. So I look up recipes now on HelloFresh because I really like them. I've used them for a while now, and they have a lot of recipes online through their app. So I figured if I can just do that through HelloFresh, you know, and get some smart recipes off of there, why not? Like, why can't I just buy my own groceries and go based off of that? So that's what I've been doing, and it's been working out really, really well. It's only been about a week and a half, but so far so good. So this is what my bowl looks like so far, before it gets all mixed. And now I'm going to put some fajita seasoning. So I have a friend on Instagram. I'll actually like insert her little handle on here. It's Angie B Eating, and this recipe has like been from her. She has olive oil after the fajita seasoning, and then she adds lemon, which I think is super smart, you know, instead of like ranch dressing or something. She does all of this like on her own, and it's really, really good. This is like the third or fourth time I make it. So I just mix it all up. So this is obviously like the big plus side to working from home, and I get to make whatever I want in between my breaks. I can get myself soda, I can order myself something if I wanted to, although I haven't. But this is like the beauty of it. So now my next session starts in like the next 10 minutes literally, so I need to start planning for that one and just getting like the right materials for that session. Okay, so now that I am finished with therapy, I am done. That was the last of it, my last day for the school year. So now I went ahead and changed already. I want to feel like the weekend vibes, I guess. So I'm gonna also do my makeup with you guys. I should probably take these off. I'm gonna do my makeup and stuff, and also briefly talk about the difference between spirit groups and sororities, because the last time that I had my UT video where I talked all about UT, I had a couple of questions about, you know, the differences and people wanting to know more about spirit groups, exactly what they are and the differences between them. So I'm gonna try to do both. You know, I'm really good at doing this off of camera, I guess. I feel like we all kind of pretend to do this. I've done this before with my sister. We're doing our makeup or whatever, and as we're doing our makeup, we're like, hi, welcome back to my channel. So let's see if I can actually do this in real life. I also have some notes like down in front of me, so if I'm looking down often, it's because I'm trying to get my thoughts together. I have like a lot to say on spirit groups and sororities, or like the differences. So in my opinion, there's like at least 3 like top differences between the two. Spirit groups, I'll start with, like, it's plenty, like there's plenty of them. It's plentiful. There's so many. So like specifically at UT, because that's what we're talking about, right? I can name, like, for example, there are Texas Darlings, there's Sweethearts, there's Lassos, Blue Bonnets, there's Royals. That was one I was interested in. There's Sweethearts, and there's just like so many more, so many more. But those are like the ones that come to mind, at least. And I feel like there's always new ones on campus. So the good thing, like I said, they're plentiful. Like there's so many of them. And what I have down is like a lot of times they're a lot larger than sororities. So that's the biggest difference in my opinion. Like, because their recruitment period, like, it's literally every semester. They do it every fall and spring semester, usually at the very beginning of the semesters, you know, because people in the fall, like, you're brand new, you know, getting familiar with the campus. So anytime like you walk on Speedway, really, or by the gym, or I guess by Jester, all of that is like really crowded with people tabling, and they're just trying to recruit people, you know, new people every single semester. They're trying to grow, get their numbers up, get their name out there. They want to be like, you know, up there. So that's a big thing in my opinion, the recruitment period. And basically like the total of people that are let into these spirit groups, there's so many. It's a big group, and I think that's the biggest one, just because like these spirit groups, sure, like you can meet your best friend and stuff. I was in a spirit group before I joined a sorority, and I enjoyed it. It's a really good way to get to know people, and you get some pretty good friendships out of there, you know, like you click with people who are who are similar to you, so you know the things that they align with. It's mainly like friendship. They do host like some community service events here and there, and social events, I guess, like partying. Really, that's what everyone really wants to do, like while you're in college. Not everybody, but I feel like that's most people, and it's like what they're looking for, like a group of friends to be going out with and stuff, like to be social. And you get that out of spirit groups and sororities. They're a lot larger, and that's like not even including alum, like people who graduate, you know. I feel like for spirit groups, they're not gonna like claim it as hard. Versus a sorority, like to this day, I have things in my room that are related to my sorority and the colors and everything. And for spirit group, it's more of a here and now type of thing. While you're there on campus, people are there to make friends, you know, so it's more of a thing to get through those years. And like I said, like you could definitely make your besties, meet your besties and stuff, make really good friendships, but I don't think it's as long lasting as a sorority. I feel like sororities are just, their values are more in sisterhood, and spirit groups are more friendship, like it's for everybody sort of thing. So that's the number one difference that I wanted to mention. Spirit groups, like if I'm kind of defining it, it's just a group of students coming together like to plan social events, some community events, like they'll go and clean the park, for example, or pick up trash or whatever. Different community events like that between them. It's not like the entire Austin community. And I believe, I'm pretty sure for all of them, like you have to meet a certain number of, you know, those requirements. So let's say you join in the fall, and then that same fall period, like you have to meet these requirements. So they could say like, okay, you have to meet, you have to get 3 social points and 3 community service and whatever else. So that means like you have to go to, maybe if they host 5 or 8 community service events, like you have to go to a certain number. So you have to meet like a certain number of points or something, like to remain active. If not, I don't know if you get kicked out or what, but that's the gist of it. Like it's just a group of students doing all these different events, and the point of it, I really think, is just to bond, to keep these friendships, keep it going. They want everyone like to kind of be together all the time, you know, whether it's it could be co-ed, boys and girls joining. I can't think of, well, the one I was in, I was gonna say I couldn't think of an example, but I was in Texas Hype, and that one was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. That one is co-ed, so boys and girls can join. So you get together, you go on community service events and all that, social events, plan all those things with boys and girls. And there's obviously like only boys, and then there's only girls. The groups that I mentioned earlier are the only girls ones. Those aren't the only ones, but those are like the girl ones that I'm familiar with. The biggest difference that everyone is gonna say, like the biggest obvious difference, is the price. So between sororities and spirit groups, I feel like that's how they advertise themselves too. Like spirit groups are much cheaper, but I wouldn't emphasize like, oh my gosh, so much cheaper, because I've seen some prices, like some people talking online about their spirit groups, and I think it's ridiculous. So I guess it could range from like a couple hundred. When I say a couple, like literally 200. I feel like paying anything more, it's crazy, because it's a spirit group. But yes, they're a lot cheaper versus sororities. I feel like you just get more things out of it. They gift you more things. But spirit groups also, I mean, you're able to get shirts and other accessories that say, you know, Texas Hype or Texas Sweethearts, whatever. But it's always like an extra charge. Not saying that that's not how it is for sororities, because sororities, you also, you know, pay a lot out of pocket if you want extra things. But for the most part, I feel like sororities give you so much more, you know. There's those with houses. I wasn't in one of those, but you're gonna pay a whole lot more if you're living in a house. Versus spirit groups, they are not gonna have homes. You know, you could room together if you meet your bestie there or whatever, but they're not gonna have houses that everyone can be in. They're not gonna pay for those things. Like those are extra expenses that you take upon on yourself. So that's the major difference that like everyone's gonna say is the difference. They're so much cheaper, spirit groups, and that's what drew me in the first time. And I was like, ooh. So sororities, like a lot of people think, are thousands and thousands of dollars. The one I'm personally in, it isn't. I'm not gonna like say the exact amount, but it's not thousands and thousands of dollars at all. I feel like that's the bigger ones, again, when you're living in homes, which are there at UT. They're all like in West Campus. More expensive sororities are over there, and that's where people live together and they host bigger events, you know, like with lots of water slides or whatever it may be. Like it just takes so much more money to host those bigger events. Spirit groups, again, much cheaper, and they let a lot more people in. The recruitment period is literally every single semester. So the beginning of fall, beginning of the spring semester, right away they want people to join. I don't remember it being like that expensive. So when I saw a comment like that, like online, I was like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot. So now, kind of like similarities between the two. So they both do have like family trees, like bigs and littles. The idea is that you're closer to them, I guess, than other people because they're in your family tree. You know, you want to have that like sense of pride within your family tree. And it's the same thing for sororities. So like family trees gift each other things. Like I know I take my little really seriously, and like it's someone I really care about, so that's a similarity there. I do want to say that both also have requirements like to join. It doesn't mean that it has to be like super serious. It just varies. It varies from, I guess, group to group. I really think like older groups, older spirit groups, I'm willing to bet money they have a harder process like to join, as in you probably have to submit more things. I was trying for one spirit group, like an all-girl one that I didn't get into, but one of the first requirements, like the first round, was to submit like a piece of artwork that showed who I was. So see, like it doesn't have to be anything intense. It's just rounds. Like the chances of you getting eliminated are like a little bit higher, versus I feel like new spirit groups who are just starting, I feel like would want more people, and the process is less selective. So do your research and really see like how long they've been on campus, because like I said, like the ones that are older, chances are they're super selective. If that's not something you're into, you know, like kind of competing, then I don't think you should go for one that's kind of more known, just because you are going to be selected and go through all these different rounds. Now, sororities may also have the same thing. It just varies. Not every sorority is the same. You could go through a selective like interview process, and actually that also goes for spirit groups, because when I joined Texas Hype, they also had an interview round. It wasn't anything like too serious. It's not just you sign up, you join a list, and you're in. No, like all of these have a sort of selective process where you have to just sell yourself, you know. And I'm sure it's not to like embarrass you or make fun of you or anything. It's more so for you to sell yourself, and they want to see like what you can bring to them. Same goes for sororities. They're going to continuously ask you like, what can you bring us? What can you bring to the table? Because they don't want just anybody join. They want someone who's like passionate about it and who's going to make changes, not just going to be there for parties or whatever. So spirit groups might work the same way. They have this way of wanting you to sell yourself and really show them like, this is why I want to join, or this is what I can offer you. This is what you can gain like from having me in your friend group, your spirit group. I don't know which one, but this one's like a really bright red that I might go for. I think I'm feeling red since it's weekend too. I wear a lot of nude already. But when I first went to UT, like you just see so many groups that I was like, dude, this is impossible. Like I'm never gonna find a place where like I can fully fit in, because it's just such a huge campus, and like they have so many people, you know, so many spirit groups and stuff, that at first I was like, I refuse like to pay for my friends. That's how I saw sororities, and that's how I saw spirit groups. I was like, no, I'm paying $200 or whatever it is just to have these friends, basically. But really, like, you're paying for the experiences, you know. Like with Texas Hype, for example, every year, what was it, oh my goodness, we would host our Halloween party. So every single year, like they would host that, and literally like you're paying dues to pay for those things. Like they would provide alcohol, they would provide, you know, wristbands for other people, they would do everything, and like that's what you're paying for. You're paying for those experiences. So it's not any different from like real life. Like you're paying, you know, for a date, you're paying to go what's it called, kayaking there in Austin. Like all those experiences you're paying for. So I don't see it anymore as like paying for my friends. What I do, just I can't emphasize enough, like the biggest difference to me, it's the connection like in these relationships. I suggest you do your research, really look into it, really consider it. I did both. I also have a friend in my sorority that did both as well. She really liked her spirit group experience. It's just different. Like anyone can tell you that it's a very different type of friendship or bond that you have with these girls. But you could try them out both. If one's not for you, then try the other. If you really don't want to spend that money on sororities or whatever it may be, then just don't do it. Think about all those things. That is it. This is my Friday look. Maybe I'll do something with my hair, maybe not. It looks really, really good in this lighting. Oh my goodness. Well, we might have to do something about this. maybe half a puff down. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. So that's gonna be the end of my video. If you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye.